Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Speaking of cool, it is freezing out there, so I'm going to be wearing this every day. Get used to it. It's nice and cozy in this thing. Dedicating to Dan Wood, who says, my daily dose has arrived, presumably talking about the rundown, which we're going to get started on right now. Robbing money and looting enemies is going to be a lot more worthwhile in Red Dead Online. Rockstar Games has announced that they're going to rebalance the in-game economy and the multiplayer component for Red Dead Redemption 2. Since the open beta launched last week, many players have been complaining that it takes far too long to earn money, with difficult missions giving as little as $1 reward. This means it takes a lot longer to buy and customize your in-game items like weapons and outfits. In a development update, Rockstar admits that the game's economy requires additional balancing to ensure all activities are rewarding and fun, so users can expect adjustments soon. Expect more changes to be made before the beta is finished. I love that Rockstar is already in full mode here with Red Dead Online, and we're going to be getting all kinds of big updates. We've seen them support Grand Theft Auto Online for so many years. Blake is addicted to that game. He plays that thing still to this day, so I think that Red Dead Online is going to be a huge part of Take-Two's revenue and Rockstar's revenue, but I think it's also going to give a lot back to players. You know, this is a game that I think one of the biggest complaints about it is just too much, man. It's just too much, but it kind of fits with where they're going to go with the online component on this, and I think people will play the online for a bit, and then they'll go back to the single player and explore parts of the map and do missions and things that they didn't have time for, they just got exhausted on, and this is going to be one of those perpetual games. I really feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 has basically said, try to step into my house if you want to build a cowboy game. Go for it. Just try. I don't think we're ever going to get another cowboy game because of this game. It's just so epic. Captain Marvel is looking pretty cool, and another badass Avenger is on the way. Marvel is reportedly developing a film based on Shang-Chi, a heroic martial arts master who first hit comic shelves in 1973. This will be their first movie focusing on an Asian hero, and Deadline reports that the film is being fast-tracked after the huge success of Black Panther, with Marvel hoping Shang-Chi will do as well with Asian audiences as Black Panther did with black audiences. The fact that Asian film markets like China are on the rise almost certainly influenced their decision as well. Behind the camera, they've already hired Asian-American screenwriter David Callahan, who recently penned the upcoming Wonder Woman sequel, and Marvel is also hoping to hire an Asian director. No word yet on a release window. I don't know anything about Shang-Chi, I have to be honest. I've never read any of those books, but this sounds great, that it sounds appropriate, it sounds like this is, smart business decisions, but also smart movie making, because we need different perspectives, we need different heroes and different storylines and different characters to focus on, and it makes absolute sense. So I can't wait for this. I'm interested in being surprised by the superheroes, like I was with Black Panther. I mean, I knew who the character was, but I didn't know the whole mythology. I read Evan Narciss's book to kind of as a refresher before I went and saw the movie, and I thought that was fantastic, and I loved the movie, but I think this is great. Let's bring out some different kinds of characters and different kinds of heroes out there. It's only good for storytelling. It's good for business. It's good for Marvel and Disney and including everybody. But it's also great for storytelling. It's great to be surprised. Just like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse offers a ton of great surprises. All right, it looks like we might be playing Death Stranding a lot sooner than you might think. The new game from Metal Gear Solid creator Hideo Kojima will reportedly launch June 30th, 2019. That's according to Walmart Canada, which briefly listed the release date on their site yesterday, leading to speculation that they leaked the date ahead of a planned announcement at the Game Awards this Thursday. Walmart Canada leaked several big Game Awards announcements last year, but keep in mind that no official announcements have been made, so we'll have to wait and see. Death Stranding was first announced at E3 2016, and although several lengthy trailers have been released, it's still sort of a mystery as to what the game is actually about. Hopefully, we'll learn more soon. I think that's probably pretty accurate. It's been, it'll be 3 years basically since we heard about the announcement, and presumably there was already work underway prior to that happening. So yeah, I think middle of 2019 is probably when PlayStation wants to see a return on their investment. I don't think that date is out of the question. And Walmart Canada has been pretty on the nose with their leaks before, so I think it's probably pretty accurate. I think we're going to be playing Death Stranding in the summertime. Can't wait for the awards. It's becoming a much bigger deal, which is fantastic. It looks like a classic vehicular combat series is racing back into our lives. Darksiders 3 publisher THQ Nordic has acquired Carmageddon, the ultra-violent car combat franchise. THQ Nordic bought the rights from Carmageddon creator Stainless Games for an undisclosed sum, giving them the freedom to make new games in the series. The publisher has a reputation for doing this, along with Darksiders and now Carmageddon. THQ Nordic has also bought the rights to other game franchises like Red Faction and De Blob. As for Carmageddon, the first game hit the streets on the PC back in 1997, and there have been several sequels, the last of which, Carmageddon Reincarnation, was released in 2015 to poor reviews. Hopefully THQ Nordic has better luck. I mean, it's a great idea for a game, let's face it. I mean, it's Death Race 2000, it's, fusing a little bit of Mad Max car combat kind of thing, a little Twisted Metal. These kinds of games are fun if you do them right, if you throw in enough, sort of ancillary storytelling and great production effects. Certainly, this is a game coming out in the post-Burnout Paradise era. And now we've got the Burnout Paradise remastered, so, that car collision, car combat thing has to exceed that, and you have to throw in projectiles and rockets and all kinds of other things. It just needs to be fun, and I think they've got a solid opportunity here. And probably they're looking at the success of Rocket League as well and saying, well, we could kind of edge this up a little bit and do some fun things here. I think we might actually see a return of Twisted Metal in the PlayStation's future. It might even be something, I'm predicting this right now, I think we might see Twisted Metal as a PlayStation 5 game, photorealistic car destruction could be a lot of fun. And I bet you there's going to be a lot of electric cars in all of these games, which is going to be very weird. Fortnite creator Epic Games wants to fight online stores until only one is left standing. They're creating their own online game store called, what else? The Epic Game Store. They hope to compete with other online stores like Steam by offering developers a bigger cut of the sales, 88%, while Steam only offers 70%. This will hopefully win over third-party game makers, which will mean a library of exclusive titles that will appeal to players. The fact that Epic's own Fortnite is one of the biggest games in the world right now will also likely drive traffic to the store as well. It launches next year. Epic is going to do huge with this. This is going to be a big part of their new revenue stream for sure, and I think it kind of plays into their partnerships that they already have with existing developers all over the world and lots of new emerging developers. I just hosted an event at the Vancouver Film School where all of these students were using the Unreal Engine, and they built games in 3 months that looked incredible. There's just so many great tools there. They've built something amazing with that engine, so it makes sense that they want to, kind of parlay those relationships into a new platform out there. And Tim Sweeney, the head of Epic, has expressed his dissatisfaction with, huge conglomerates like Microsoft and Apple and Steam to some degree. And this is the case of Epic putting their money where their mouth is, and also finding ways to kind of grow their influence across video games. They're already one of the biggest players out there, and it just makes sense that this is part of their world-dominating new positioning that they've got with this massive company. Hopefully, they treat everybody well and everybody likes this, and it just creates competition because, Steam has got kind of this monopolistic kind of standing right now with regards to being a game purveyor in the PC market, and this will push Steam. This is a company of scale and of sustenance that can actually push Steam to make changes to their ecosystem to the betterment of game developers out there. And it's just going to mean a better thing for consumers, right? There's going to be more choice, and it's going to be very interesting. And it's crazy because now competition can come from anywhere. It's almost like Epic has said, yeah, we're going to make the battle royale of game stores out there. We'll see who's left standing at the end of this. All right, that's our rundown for today. Do me a favor, if you dig our stuff and you see this video clipped out as a separate video, please share it with everybody you know with the hashtag #PlayForever. Right now, we're going to move on to this day in everything cool.